Be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Glory to you, O Lord. As Jesus was going up to Jerusalem, he took the 12 disciples aside by themselves and said to them on the way, "Behold, we are going up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man will be handed over to the chief priests and the scribes, and they will condemn him to death and hand him over to the Gentiles to be mocked and scourged and crucified, and he will be raised on the third day." Then the mother of the sons of Zebedee approached Jesus with her sons and did him homage, wishing to ask him for something. He said to her, "What do you wish?" She answered him, "Command that these 2 sons of mine sit, one at your right and the other at your left, in your kingdom." Jesus said in reply, "You do not know what you are asking. Can you drink the chalice that I am going to drink?" They said to him, "We can." He replied, "My chalice you will indeed drink, but to sit at my right and at my left, this is not mine to give, but is for those for whom it has been prepared by my Father." When the 10 heard this, they became indignant at the 2 brothers. But Jesus summoned them and said, "You know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and the great ones make their authority over them felt. But it shall not be so among you. Rather, whoever wishes to be great among you shall be your servant. Whoever wishes to be first among you shall be your slave. Just so the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." The Gospel of the Lord. Yes. Our Lenten journey theme, we see we are on the way with Jesus, and we are journeying to Jerusalem. And Jerusalem is that place, of course, where God achieves his great victory in the death of Jesus. God overturns and overcomes the power of sin and death by love. And he does it in the cross. That's where we're headed. And you can understand then why the scene that we see here, it's more than a little unsightly. It's can you imagine like a death row inmate and making his way to the electric chair, and the people who support him are looking at what they can get out of him right up to the last moment? This is kind of like when you understand the frame of the gospel, this is the kind of thing that's going on. Jesus is going to his death. His closest friends are jockeying for power. Right? Yeah, I know. I love Ronnie, give me exactly the feedback that I want. Because it's like, I'm so glad. Because it's like, shame. That's us, guys. That's us. Shame on us. We follow a crucified Messiah, but we're always looking to get out of harm's way ourselves. We're always looking to. That's our reactions, So, the challenge there is like what our culture says of who we are, what we're meant to be, and of course what Jesus reveals to us about ourselves, maybe how we're to push back, how we're to live into the plan and promise of God. Right? So which way are we going to go? And our reaction, and I'll give it to you this way, because it's our cultural formation, we can't escape our culture, is to not just run away, like, I'm not willing to shoulder the burden of my own cross, but even if we find ourselves on the way of the cross, we still can't overcome ourselves. We're still concerned about ourselves. We're still right at the center of the picture. Even more so probably in the writing of this gospel, because we don't really see the mother of the sons of Zebedee, or she's not around too much. So it's like, is this a literary invention or something of the sort, right? Was she there, or was someone trying to make sure that those 2 apostles are not embarrassed by this story that's being told about them? Because we have different versions of this. this account. Yeah, that's where I get a nod out of my mother. Did you guys, you don't see I see everything. I see everything here. She's like, yeah, throw the mother under the bus. I know how this works. Yeah, because you just got thrown under the bus. So hope you enjoy that humiliation today. I'm always happy to serve you, Mom, in your quest for holiness. So, this is it, guys. Is this in us? Is this in us? Are we jockeying for position? Are we looking to gain? Are we tracking down power, pleasure, honor, whatever it may be? Or are we living into the mold that Jesus sets? Do we live Jesus-styled lives, or do we not? And why would we not? I mean, I get it. I get why we would not, because we know we're facing Jerusalem. We're looking at sacrifice. We're looking at giving ourselves, really with reckless abandon, to God. And we perhaps want a little bit of self-preservation, security, and all the rest, whether it's power, pleasure, whatever, or we want to avoid the opposite of that. We don't want to be powerless. We don't want to find ourselves destitute. We don't, on all the rest. But are we just bouncing from one side of that coin to the other? Or will we look at Jesus and see the only way through, the only way to life? And it's the way of love that he walked. It's the way of love that he calls us to. Jesus is not, simply turning phrases here at the end, right? Whoever wishes to be great among you shall be your servant. Whoever wishes to be the first among you shall be your slave. That's true. So if you have ambition, you want to apply it to that. Make yourself a slave of love. Make yourself a slave of God. Seek to do nothing but love. And God, of course, by praising him, by worshiping him, by loving him above all else, we can give ourselves away recklessly in his service. The Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many. By living the life of love that he walked, how many people can we buy back from their slavery to sin, from their slavery to idolatry? How many people can we buy back for the cause of God? How many people can we buy back that they might enter into the life of God that he has planned and prepared for them? My friends, the only way we'll find out is if we give ourselves totally to God and live totally for his purposes above everything else, giving ourselves away in his service, living lives of love all the way through and all the way to the end.